to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the Friday edition of 𝗟𝗜�10. I'm so grateful to be here, and I hope that wherever you are also up and going about your daily duty as well. Before we start this program, let's go and encourage ourselves in the words of the scripture. Levi na obako onika ni mo keje abeya wolo la icho niji ekumi keje kuku niji pa hoga kanyo ake nile fe shishijeji Yehowa gbe yeshemo shikwashia gbeo nile ke chosemo heguo. Amen. And then the English also reads as follows. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. So what the scripture is telling us this morning is that if you really want to have wisdom, if you really want to gain wisdom, then it all begins with the fear of the Lord. If you have Christ and you fear him and you go according to his words, well, wisdom will never depart from you. And so you realize that the children's ministry would always say this, that's nyansa ashase oninya misro. And see, if you fear the Lord, definitely wisdom won't depart from you. But the opposite is that if you do not fear the Lord, then it means that you do not have wisdom and you do not have discipline. And so it is only the fool who would despise wisdom and of course discipline. And so this morning, if you don't want to be like the fool, please do well to go onto the other side and be like us. And so this is what we have for you this morning. And so we are so grateful that you would use this word across the whole day. Make sure that it goes with you wherever you are and share the same word with someone else. Thank you so much. We'll be back with the news update.
Praise God, praise God. Christ in tea, you respond, yeah, _. I'm excited to announce to you, friends in the Lord, are you seeking for a platform where you can pray? Ope baby abeso bompai. Na oni nyami edi inkita hon. Bibi chire so. Ana amanye bi na be sen kum. And you come home. Let's go into the prayer room on WTV every Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. to meet seasoned ministers of God that God has raised to impact your life. Remember, John Wesley said, I have too much to do, therefore I spend several hours in prayer in able to do it. That is why we are calling upon you. Meet myself, Reverend Hosea Osei, and the Evangelism Missionary Renewal Directorate as we lead you into the prayer room where we encounter Christ. And I believe your life will never be the same. Call your friends, your loved ones, every Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. where we will encounter Christ. God bless you. See you on our screens on WTV every Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. God bless you. That each and every one of us.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the morning news update right here on Wesleyan Television. My name is Anita na Afarley. Coming up in this bulletin, the Appointments Committee sitting ends in chaos as majority and minority clash over vetting of ministers. The Constitutional Review Committee chairman pledges sincerity and seriousness to duty. Now, President Mahama has sworn in 14 new ministers. and some George hints of reintroduction of the anti-LGBTQI bill in the 9th Parliament. Now, the Appointments Committee descended into chaos on Thursday evening as tensions flared between members of the majority and minority, leading to a heated confrontation. Now, the clash escalated to a point where tables and microphones were destroyed, prompting the intervention of the police to restore order and prevent further destruction. The majority insisted on proceeding with the vetting session beyond 10 p.m., but the minority strongly opposed the move, declaring that they were done for the day. Members of the minority started to lose the arranged table, and in the process, most of the microphones fell off and got broken. About 30 minutes of confusion, the majority leader, 𝗦𝗡 𝗟𝗑𝗏, and other leaders stepped in and calmed tempers. He announced that with the tables broken and microphones destroyed, sitting cannot continue, forcing the committee to reschedule for tomorrow. Mr. 𝗟𝗏 apologized for the unfortunate incident and promised the MPs would be of good behavior when sitting resumes today. Speaking after the disruptions, Afenyomarkin defended the majority's stance, insisting that nothing would stop them from asking the necessary questions during the vetting process. He accused the majority of attempting to intimidate the minority, stating NDC is always out to intimidate people, always bullying. They can call us a micro-minority. They can say whatever they want to say. We have been cooperating with them. According to Afenyomarkin, an agreement has been reached to vet 3 nominees, but the minority later attempted to push for additional nominees without proper consensus. The chairman of the Constitutional Review Committee, Professor 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, has assured that he would work with equal sincerity and seriousness with the sole aim of bettering the fortunes of the people. He gave the assurance when the committee members were sworn into office on Thursday, January 30, by President John Dramani Mahama at the seat of government, the Jubilee House. President Mahama had said, among others, after swearing them in, that you have not been chosen out of political consideration, but your integrity, expertise, and commitment to Ghana's progress. Your diverse perspectives will enrich this process. I urge you to engage widely with citizens from all walks of life in this process. Speaking on behalf of the committee members, the chairman, Professor 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, said, for the next 6 months, we also pledge that we will return the trust with equal sincerity and seriousness. He told the president that our nomination signals the sincerity of your commitment to reset governance of this country. We will pursue the task with the sole aim of bettering the lot of our people. President John Dramani Mahama sworn in the 3rd set of ministers at the Jubilee House on Wednesday, January 30, 2025. The ministers sworn in include Dr. Edward Omane-Boamah, the Minister for Defense, Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, Minister of Interior, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Naamu Mulate, Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Kenneth Ejay, Minister of Works, Housing and Water Resources, and Emmanuel Kojo-Ejikun, Minister of State in charge of Special Initiatives. Additionally, 8 new regional ministers were sworn in. They are Tia Ibrahim, Northeast Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakuhene, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Akamugri Atanga, Upper East Regional Minister, Ali Adolf John, the Northern Regional Minister, James Gunu, Volta Regional Minister, Rita Akosua-Awate, Eastern Regional Minister, John Kwejo Japan, Oti Regional Minister, and Linda Akweli-Oklo for the Greater Accra region. All 14 ministers were approved by Parliament this week. So far, 31 out of the 42 ministerial nominees have been sworn in. Now, the Minister Designates for Communications and Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nati George, has told the Appointments Committee of Parliament that the anti-LGBTQ bill will be reintroduced in Parliament. He says if the bill has to be reintroduced by him again, he will do that. Answering questions from the Damongo lawmaker Samuel Abujinapo during the proceedings on Thursday, January 30, he stated categorically that the bill forms an important aspect of national life of Ghanaians. Recently, President John Dramani Mahama suggested that the controversial LGBTQ+ bill would be a higher chance of success and broader legitimacy if it were a government-sponsored initiative. Speaking during a meeting with the Catholic Bishops' Conference, Mr. Mahama emphasized that Ghana's cultural and moral values could be better preserved through a curriculum that instills family values. Now, 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏, the Minister-designate for Environment, Science and Technology, has asserted that banning the importation of plastic bags in Ghana is not a viable solution at this time. He emphasized the need for comprehensive dialogue on plastic management and the development of sustainable alternatives to address the issue. Expressing concerns over the indiscriminate disposal of plastics, 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏 highlighted the importance of adopting a strategic and phased approach. Appearing before the Appointments Committee of Parliament on January 30, 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏 said, "You don't just ban because there is a challenge. You need to be looking for alternatives. So if you don't have the alternatives and you go ahead to ban, the consequences will be dire." The Minister-designate for Labour, Employment and Job Creation, 𝗦cije𝗿𝗍𝗘, has issued a stern warning against the abuse of Ghanaian workers by foreign companies operating in Ghana. During his vetting session at the Appointments Committee on Thursday, Mr. 𝗍𝗘 stated that foreign company found guilty of mistreating Ghanaian workers will face the full wrath of the law. He assured that under his leadership, workers would enjoy safer and fairer working conditions. In response to concerns regarding the exploitation of Ghanaian employees in foreign-owned companies, including instances of harassment and physical abuse, Mr. 𝗍𝗘 firmly stated that such behavior would not be tolerated. He reiterated his commitment to human rights and workplace safety, stressing that the law strictly prohibits worker abuse and that he intends to ensure all workers are treated with the dignity they deserve. Power Systems economist and Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Independent Power Producers IPPs, Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗿𝗏, has called for urgent reforms to address inefficiencies that threaten the country's energy security and economic growth. According to him, the Electricity Company of Ghana faces mounting pressure to modernize its operations, with system losses currently pegged at 20%. In an article on the state of ECG's infrastructure, Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏 noted that more than 30% of the company's assets have been in use for over 3 decades, contributing significantly to operational losses and frequent outages. He proposed a phased approach to infrastructure upgrades, including replacing aging transformers, substations, and power lines with modern, energy-efficient technology to combat power theft and improve monitoring. Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏 advocated for the use of advanced technologies such as drones equipped with GPS and thermal imaging to identify illegal connections and detect faults in real time. He highlighted international examples like the Philippines, which reduced systems losses from 9.8% to under 5% through strategic investment in smart substations and other technologies. Now, the Court of Appeal has instructed investigative journalist Arhin to remove his mask before testifying as a witness in the case in which former GFA President 𝗟𝗍𝗍𝗘 and one other are facing criminal charges. This was a unanimous decision by the Court of Appeal, which reversed an earlier ruling of the trial at the High Court on May 17, 2023, where Anas was ordered to unmask to the accused in chambers before testifying with the mask in open court. The panel, chaired by Justice Anthony Opong with Justice Quarcoo Akaabuafo and Justice Abuaji Tando, as other members quashed the High Court ruling and ordered Anas to remove his mask when testifying. The court concluded that the Republic appeal should be dismissed entirely, as the courts below did not have jurisdiction to make the orders issued on May 17, 2023. According to the orders of the Court of Appeal, the first respondent, which is 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏, appeals succeeds, and Anas must remove his mask when testifying. The High Court, per its ruling on May 17, 2023, following an application from the prosecution of Anas to testify in camera, granted a request, but on grounds that Anas first unmasked to 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏 in chambers before testifying. That'll be all for the morning news update. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Anita na Afarley. For more news updates, log on to any of our social media platforms. And so that was 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘, and it was composed by Joachim Nienda. This stanza, that is stanza 5, is one of the stanzas that I like most. And it says that, praise be to the Lord, oh, let all that is in me adore him. All that hath life and breath, come now with praises before him. Let the amen sound from his people again, gladly, for we adore him. And so it's the last day of the month of January. And so we all know that we need to be grateful because we have life, we have the good health that we all deserve. We've been able to wake up this morning. And so in all things, let us praise him. And so because of who he is, what he has done, and what he can do, today's hymn has more to say on these. And so we hope that you reflect on it and go through your daily activities with it. Thank you so much for joining us on the last day's edition for this month. Tomorrow is the beginning of a new month, and so we are grateful for how far the Lord has brought us. Indeed, we are in the year 2025. But here on 𝗟𝗓𝗓, we promise to bring you all the educative stuff, all the things happening in this country and even beyond. We would also bring you some inspiration and what have you. But here today, we would bring you what is happening on the front pages of the papers. We'll also bring you some health tidbits, and we'll bring you Insurance Minute. We would also take a break remember, we'll bring you the word of the day. We'll come back later, sit behind the table, that is a smaller table, and do Dero with you. This is where we sit with our news analysts and we delve deeper into the stories we've read earlier. And of course, you'd also be welcomed to bring in your comments through your call-ins. Make sure that you lower the volume of your TV sets when you decide to call. Now, we'll also take a break and bring you Agro. So if you are yet to have some updates on what is happening in football and what have you, this is the best place for you. Can who say yes sign the 𝗟𝗏𝗃 ebebro ene Friday immediately pass uninya ene eba beka ho asem ko social media platforms so your topic I never be discussing do well to leave a comment for us over there and we'll be here to read it for you. But today our own father, Love Like 𝗟𝗏𝗘, will be here to join us. Today is all about the X Factor, and so join us on 𝗟𝗏𝗃. But today we are asking this particular question. We are saying that what should be the place of excess in relationships, and so who X we are in the position life more saying. This is what we'll be discussing later this morning. And we'll also bring you some celebrations and some happenings on social media. If you're here to send us your celebrations, you will to send it to us on our WhatsApp line 0256253461. We'll be here to help you celebrate that special person. Well, this is how we are going to go about it today, and so we hope that you join us. Let's do this together. To our sponsors, 𝗟𝗏𝗘 Insurance Company. If you're here to buy an insurance policy, or you need to cover yourself and your loved ones, please log on to their website or walk into any of their offices nationwide. Get to speak to an agent from there. The Methodist University admissions is still ongoing. I understand it's ending in February. If you are a Methodist, remember the forms are free and you also get to enjoy some form of discount. If you're a non-Methodist, remember that there's also some packages for you, and so just go into any of their campuses, Tema, Dansoman, and the 𝗟𝗏𝗃 campus. You can do your nursing programs, you can do entrepreneurial, you can do education, PhD masters, whatever that you want to do, you can get it at the Methodist University Ghana. Now we say thank you to MIPL, that's the Methodist Investment and Properties Limited. Open property biato and has open investment ideas and solutions. MIPL is there to help you get that. Afe ope ginger powder or ginger juices. Ope say pambatarema or African we store t-shirt with Lacoste printed materials in obetumi nya bi wo MIPL for obe hu omo e wo Adabraka Grand House inside or adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral. We also say thank you to Barbarella Clothing. Open ready to wear outfit at Arhin pam de dan to call ya obo size na ya pam na anase ya fat na dia bro. Ebia say operation kakra bi na wo ho a ebetumi ayama. Ne hia ne say obekọ all social media platforms na Facebook ni Barbarella kasa. O send no o size na afin so color open occasional dey kono o select we mawa delivery guys ni betumi e dia bro. Obe hu ne chira kwan so Ewo Achimota Christian Village Road, so opposite the Paradise Children's School. Well, you cannot have all these things if you do not have money in your pocket, and so multi-credit savings and loans is there to help you. Their business, multi-credit is there to help you. Locate them across all 16 regions. Maybe I'll be home multi-credit via nani omunko kasa. Say except for say umema loan na umema kan who say loans on time so that the next person can also get to enjoy it. Wesleyan Dew. Edaniye ho aye kwa kodum nsuo kakra. Nti Wesleyan Dew be ho omo ewo Tema Community 1 nti upe dodo ato a uko St. Paul's Methodist a obenye bi ato ewo ho no. Afi, we say thank you to the Christian Service University and the Peters Institute all in Kumasi. Nti upe University Papa Ako and in the northern part of the country. Ashanti part no. Christian Service ewo ho edema. Afi PIP test for omuhwe adwemu into wo any addiction problem now call PIP test for wa ometumi aboa na we yi wo ho efrem mukra after the Freeman Methodist Guest House ope baby ajiwa home. You're traveling to Kumasi this weekend and you want a good place to lay your head, please go to the Freeman Methodist Guest House. KFK Foods this morning, please do all to buy your breakfast, and in the afternoon order your lunch. In the evening, please do all to package some to your homes. You can call them or you can locate them on the Ambassadorial Enclave on the first floor of the Wesley Towers. Thank you so much. We are grateful for joining us, but we would hope that you join us throughout the day. Thank you so much. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you what is happening in the world of the papers.
Hooray! Methodist University College Ghana, Yenya Presidential Charter, into Freye, Methodist University Ghana, Etienne, Upe Baby Pa, Aboa Bodini, and Yanguma Siamunim Dear Padia, admission or air course, postgraduate, undergraduate, diploma, and a certificate programs be to say, nursing, educational assessment and evaluation, guidance and counseling, psychology, economics, HRM and management studies, marketing and supply chain management, communications, IT, accounting, social work, port and shipping management, and a PhD in education, dear. Order for Methodist University Ghana. Nanika Same Womune say, what's the candidate today? Or 30% discount. And a 30% discount. And the Methodist, a sorry menina. Shushayan campuses nibi, our dance suman, Sama, Wenchi, national song, say our day, any evening, empo weekend sessions, Cramponso, our mature entrance exams, so air coso. Ain't it true me CA, na admission air coso. Ain't Shabubiano for 0558 309059 and now call your website www.mug.edu.gh. MUG, the rich brand. Meth UG. We have the zeal to educate.
KFK Foods is an award-winning world-class restaurant with over 10 years experience in both local and continental dishes. We render services for parties, cafeteria services for schools and hospitals, individuals, corporates and institutions, as well as groups who want to treat their partners to delicious meals and services. We have all local and international dishes including banku with tilapia, fufu with light soup, fried rice with grilled or fried chicken, assorted fried rice, fish with chips, noodles and spaghetti, pizzas, pastries, shawarma, beef and chicken sauces. All kinds of breakfast baskets in Accra. Locate us at the Ambassadorial Enclave on the first floor of the Wesley Towers at 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. from Monday to Saturday. In Tema, locate us at Community 25 Annex, where the event center is located at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. from Monday to Sunday. For all orders, call us on 0244 637647 or WhatsApp us on 050 33171153. KFK Foods, you deserve it. Do you need quality and professional ministerial attire? Be it cassock, clerical shirts, stoles, preaching gowns, preaching bands, wedding gowns and sanctuary vestments, then your best destination is the Methodist Investments and Properties Limited, MIPL. Individuals and churches can also contact MIPL for their African wear, both male and female, curtains, church or institutional anniversary clothing, Friday wears, mufflers, diaries, liturgy books, souvenirs, badges, Lacoste and t-shirts, among others. MIPL produces natural fruit juice such as ginger, pineapple, mango, millet, banana, as well as specially prepared ginger powder to boost your daily vitality. MIPL Property Management is also available to both individuals and corporate institutions in managing your property and providing investment solutions. Locate MIPL office at the Grant House inside Adabraka, Accra for your businesses at affordable prices, or call us on 0242 122 787. If you are looking for an office space which is spacious with a car park, 24-hour security, standby generator, then look no further. The Grant House building is up for rent and is located adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral, Accra. Call us on 0242 122 787. joining us on this particular segment. This is where we bring you all the headlines on the major newspapers across the country. And so when we check on our screens this morning, we would find the Daily Graphic. The Friday edition says Constitution must inspire us, and this is coming from President John Dramani Mahama. The story begins on the front page, continues on page 3. Now, AG abandons appeal against 𝗟𝗡𝗏. The story is on page 11. Ghana will be Africa's AI hub in 4 years, and that is coming from Sam Chata George. The story is right here on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. Now, Africa Prosperity Dialogue creates single markets to provide jobs for youth. This is coming from the Vice President. The story can be found on pages 12 and 21 of the Daily Graphic newspaper, the Friday edition. The Ghanaian Times newspaper. Engage widely with citizens, President urges Constitutional Review Committee, and the story is on page 12 of the paper. Elsewhere, it says that safety of GMOs will be evaluated. Environment Minister designates. The story is on page 4. AG and Minister of Justice withdraws charges against Dr. 𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗿𝗘. The story is on page 3. Page 12 says that we will protect Ghanaian workers from mistreatment. Labour Minister designates is saying this. And so, if you grab a copy of the most authoritative newspaper, these are the stories you get from there. The Chronicle, the Spear of the Nation, says that SIM cards to be registered again, says Sam George. Well, Ernest Thompson to open defense in OBS trial, and 2 in court for destroying Court of Appeal judge's property. And the story is also inside the Chronicle newspaper. If you get a copy, you get to read the stories in details from there. The Daily Dispatch will turn attention, and it says that the NPP's 𝗟𝗩𝗏𝗘 on the Catholic Church and Freemasonry. The story is on page 12. How can you ask a minister designate to sing hymns? 𝗦𝗍𝗏𝗘 takes on the appointment committee. I intend to demonopolize waste management in Ghana. That is coming from the Minister of Environment. The story is on page 2 of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Factually reliable, reliably factual. And so get a copy for yourself. The Custodian newspaper says that 𝗟𝗩𝗏𝗘 grills Mahama's boy over CJ anti-gay bill. The story is on page 2. We have a picture of the minority leader, Mr. 𝗟𝗩𝗏𝗘, and Sam George, who is the Minister Designate for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation. Let's have options before banning plastic use. That is coming from Muhammad Mutala. And APD 2025, Africa Needs Technology for Prosperity, UN Resident Coordinator, is saying this. Now, Mahama swears in 8-member Constitution Review Committee. The story is on page 6 of the Custodian newspaper. Fearless, fair, and reliable. It's weekend, and so the new Weekend Crusading Guide is reporting that Speaker condemns novelty attacks on state private property, and Dr. Stephen Amoah statement on the floor of Parliament dealing with certain fundamental economic anomalies in Ghana. And WAPCO maintenance activities starts on February 5, 2025. The story in details is on page 10. Angela List asserts rightful ownership and leadership of BCM. Now ploy to overturn Mahama's appointment at YEA in motion. Who called visually impaired deputy CEO that his appointment was a mistake? Well, that's a question. Small-scale miners assure 𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, we will support you to achieve your mining industry reforms agenda. Grab a copy of the Weekend Crusading Guide. We'll take a look at the Daily Democrat. NPP chairman linked to stolen gold scandal. The story is on pages 2, 3, and 4 of the Daily Democrat newspaper. Debate over Dr. Ofosu-Ampoffo's appointment, and Mahama appoints engineer Solomon Chumberima as MD for 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 Life. Now, disability community rallies behind Jacob Atule amid YEA appointment controversy, and so this story will be found inside the Daily Democrats. Now we'll end with the Daily Analyst. It says, without fear or favor, battle over UPPF money. Pay our salaries from UPPF cash. Tanker drivers appeal to Mahama as coordinator sweats over accountability. LGBTQ plus bill will be reintroduced, and this is a statement from Sam George. The story is on pages 3 and 4. Mahama swears in Constitutional Review Committee. Coming up, more scandals rock UPPF as audio and video tapes pop up. Stay tuned for more exclusive on that. Now, Ransford Jampo heads Ghana Shippers Authority, and so these are the stories on the front page of the major newspapers we have in the country. And so if you grab a copy, you get to read the stories and details from there. Let's go to our screens and let's do what to populate our diaries. And so our word of the day today is opine, and it means that you are expressing your own opinion. And so if you're able to express your own opinion, that is what this word means. Write it down, read more about it, form sentences with it as well. Thank you so much. I'll be back with Apomudi.
This is the new Wesley Towers. It is a state-of-the-art office space located in the Ambassadorial Enclave, Accra. The property comes with a main entrance foyer with a classic central chandelier lighting. Our 13-passenger elevator with an air diffuser and a display screen for all your outfits will surely take you to the auditorium. At the Wesley Towers is a 500-seater auditorium for all your events. It's fully soundproof with a centralized air conditioning system. Our line of speakers, MCR, LED screens, and LED stage lights are fully in place. After an eventful day in our auditorium, you will sure to feel refreshed in the spacious 200-seater capacity roof terrace with a pergola in place. With 100 available car parking space, this new edifice is safe and secured with our security systems in place. Over 100 camera points and car parking control system. We have washrooms, restaurant, and an on-site clinic. Book our conference rooms for your corporate meetings whilst admiring the water fountain synchronizing with colorful lighting and music. Wesley Towers is designed to make you feel safe, offering you the needed luxurious space. It comes with affordable pricing package. Please contact for details and inspection. 0503 109 978 or 0500 166 304 or 0556 302 880 0243 614 423. Wesley Towers, offering you a safe, secured, luxurious space.
What are we discussing? What are we discussing? Welcome back. It's time for our 𝗟𝗡𝗡 here on Wesleyan Television. It's brought to you by the 𝗡𝗆𝗃 Institute located in Kumasi. Oh, any addiction problem now call 𝗡𝗆𝗃 for home. Meet me abua now you who efremo. And your doctor no I crowd on here because for diagnosing mental health. Inti yenko ngotino.
You know, anytime you term something bad, hey, when you're a bunny, when you're a bunny and stuff, whatever you are describing is under mental health. And so usually people don't come, you know, like that. You know, that, oh, I have a mental health problem, like, and it's not that simple. Like could be with malaria, another hypertension, you're checking BP, boom. Malaria, you're call lab, wash malaria parasites, but mental health, no, it's not like that. You have to engage the client, have a conversation with the client, have some assessment with them. Otherwise, you will never know. It will be bad. It becomes a pattern of behavior. On crampo around the person will even know. So usually behaviors are yet described as bad, inappropriate, this and that and that. Most of them are symptoms of a mental illness. The only thing is that especially for church members, because of doctrinal gaps, it affects the understanding of what the illnesses are. It is OB or depression is likely to say the soon should be norium. Another OB no orahom. Okay. And so they are not likely to use the right approach. And OB was schizophrenia and bipolar and they are likely to spend time you know, in a prayer camp or something, which is okay. You know, praying is important. Spirituality has been proven on many levels to help with health and all that, but a holistic approach in therapy, a combination of it. If a combination of it is what holistic healthcare is. That is more effective. So usually, you know, for people who are in church, you know, it is the approach to management that creates the problem. And again, the over spiritualization of mental disorders will create a lot of problems. Because if you say even the good depression or a hospital, what can they be because you have that mindset. Another thing too is that sometimes the risk factors is based on misinterpretation of biblical text or religious text. It is for example, 2025 is my year of uplifting. Not the whole of 2025, why German, not upliftment be amba. I think I'm feeling it is sometimes, you know, maybe so be us main way, but when one share there, another often say this is what the Lord says. Miss day. Meanwhile, so Yamini share down kind of master. Because pastors make mistakes all the time. In top of them, members, one reaction ma Yami Kran come. So the doctrinal gaps in expectations, sometimes abuses so it can add on to the problems.
That's say Ojimre share 𝗟𝗡𝗡 Dr. Nwakasa Bebreo say na ye too spiritual was time issues be a fire 𝗟𝗡𝗡 ho enti yenkai na yehu se bibia be toye mu bia na say sensing to bia abaye nipedua ne mu a ebe ko hospital na akohwe we are in paibon so atai tree that's say Ojimre share 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗡 next week in so Ojimre na hwe yen ye kwa ba ye ba the insurance minute ebe to aso.
𝗡𝗆𝗃 Institute ayaresabia ahotonia sumdua hye Edie no wakwankyerɛ ne adekodia poten no a epia ma otokoso wa abrabo mu nanso sensanom ne nubone fa basa betwa wa akwan mu a eyi wa adwene firi obotaye no so wo 𝗡𝗃 Institute no yebetumi aboa wo ne wabusuafo a muhia mo anyina ma wogye ayemodea ye ayaresabia sebi yebeboa wo na wato nsa ne nubone fa ntentan mu ayaresabia ibotaye ne se ebeboa adwuma mu nimdifo asuafo ni nipa ahodo nyina ama watu anamo wa edikan a edifa ahodie bebre won mpanimfo a ye ne won di dwuma no bi ne won a wo hwe adwene mu yare afutufoɔ ne adɔkotafoɔ ne anɛɛsefoɔ a wɔde wɔn ho afiri nsanom ne nubɔne fansɛm yɛatete saa nimdifoɔ yi na wɔwɔ nimdeɛ ne nneɛma pa a ɛboa ayarefoɔ no na deɛ atwa mu nso ne sɛ ayaresan hyehyɛeɛ ne gyina abɛɛfo nhyehyɛmu ne USA nhyehyɛeɛ a wɔde di dwuma no piptest ayarehwɛ ne fiedie nyinaa yɛ pɛ yayaresan hyehyɛeɛ no gu ahodoɔ na ebi ne medical monitored detox program residential rehabilitation yesan tumi fa yɛn nananom akwa ahodoɔ so sayareɛ na ebi nso ne group therapy 12-step AAA programs recreational therapy ne nea ekeka ho ɔyarefoɔ ne da akyehye aseɛ bra ɔde ne nan besi biaeɛ hɔ no a Piptest Institute ya abɛɛfo ayaresabi a ɛhwɛ wɔn a wado sukɔ wɔn nsa ne nubɔne famu na ani wiase afa na nhyehyɛeɛ nyinaa nso yɛ pɛ adampa ahodoɔ a yɛwɔ no bi ne VIP rooms professional rooms standard rooms and air conditioned rooms laundry services yɛ free ahobambɔ nsɛm nso wɔ soro kama yɛsan wɔ biaeɛ a wɔsua adeɛ na ɛba no aduanesɛm deɛ a woni haw koraa yɛn akyi kwan wɔ Kumasi Kochi a ɛwɔ Asante Mantam mu Ghana sɛ wo pentremu bia nso a mepa kyɛw fra yɛn wɔ 0245 849185 ana 0322 496188 USA for nso fra yɛn wɔ 404 735 7697 Abel Fontaine Tansu behunu yɛn wɔ www.marthaedu.org. Piptest Institute, the Extension Center for Integrative Therapy, home away from home.
Welcome back. It's time for Insurance Minute here on Wesleyan Television. It's brought to you by 𝗟𝗏𝗏 Insurance Company. It's Friday, and so there are a lot of occasions that one has to attend to or the other. So if you're traveling or if you're going about your daily duties, please do well to drive safely. If you're also walking, please walk on the shoulders of the road, but do well to face the oncoming vehicle. If you're about to cross, please cross at the right part of the intersection, and also watch out for other motorists as well. If you're also a motorist, please watch out for other road users. If you're here to buy an insurance policy, please do well to go on to the website of 𝗟𝗏𝗏 Insurance Company at info@𝗟𝗏𝗏insurance.com. Get to familiarize yourself with the different insurance policies. Buy one for yourself and do well to pay your premiums on time. It could be the personal accident policy, the home protection policy, motor insurance, bonds, money insurances, among others. Thank you so much for joining us on Insurance Minute here on Wesleyan Television. It was brought to you by 𝗟𝗏𝗏 Insurance Company. We'll be back with more. Do well to stay.
Hi, I'm 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗿𝗏. You can call me 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗍. I'm your virtual insurance underwriter who can get your motor insurance policy in just 10 minutes. All you have to do is send hi on WhatsApp number 050-168-7806 and it is done effortlessly. We're good to go. If it must be done, it must be done well.
Don't call me Ghana for Methodist Asafoma WTV Enyamfienu 5 years. Hooray! Na enam emfienu mafidida WTV ADNT or yet don't call me promo and it says so we are Ghana ni now our business and adwuma ko bia wo pese obo ho dawura WTV say ye ba betwa adwuma ko no anaso wadwa tonde no ya bo ho dawuro na wotwemienu 2 weeks at the amount 1000 Ghana cedis per awbetua we eye kwan a WTV efa so e dia da wase say wata na chi ama dum pempenso a ene waduri sa promo ye di ne bosume kakra eda ya edimu ya no nti mu amwo nwumaku a mopese mo bo ho dawuro no mundutumrika na momrai Fred WTV na ne panifo ni nkomo emfa don komi promo yi ho 0593 11 0733 and our WhatsApp 0256 253461. WTV, reaching out to the world.
Do you want to avoid the heavy vehicular traffic in Accra after a hard day's work? Then enjoy a short stay in the new 𝗟𝗡𝗘 spacious and beautiful rooms. Our 6 suites provides a comfortable treat after a long day of exploration. Enjoy modern amenities, breathtaking views in the city of Accra's ambassadorial enclave, and the utmost comfort during your stay. The property gives you a warm reception in our main entrance foyer with a classic central chandelier lighting as you enjoy affordable sumptuous meals from our restaurant. We have in place male-female washrooms, spacious car park, and an on-site clinic. 𝗟𝗡𝗘 Towers is designed to make you feel safe, offering you the needed luxurious personal space. It comes with affordable pricing package. Please contact for details and inspection 0503 109 978 or 0500 166 304 0556 302 880 or 0243 614 423. 𝗟𝗡𝗘 Towers, offering you a safe, secured, luxurious space.
This is the Freeman Methodist Guest House Limited. It is a luxurious and comfortable guest house in the heart of Kumasi. Our guest house features a range of modern and spacious rooms, each with its private bathroom and amenities. Our guests can enjoy various on-site facilities, including a restaurant, conference halls, event center, spacious car park, CCTV cameras, lifts, generator, and many more. We are conveniently located opposite the Wesley College of Education near the Swami Roundabout in Kumasi and are easily accessible by public transportation. We look forward to welcoming you to the Freeman Methodist Guest House Limited. Contact us by telephone 050-650-8591 or 050-650-8592, or you can email us at fmghllghana@gmail.com or use our website www.fmghotelghana.com. Freeman Methodist Guest House, where serving you is our delight. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on the Day-Root segment. And for Day-Root Suna Yudri, and is brought to you by the Freeman Methodist Guest House. Okay, inti neno yebeka safa ensem ba ku mienu bia ekoso ewo Ghana maimu. Would realize that this month no not a lot of vetting, a lot of naming of appointees and things vetting ekoso ewo parliament inti a news analyst omo adjoining Mr. Nicholas Taylor, a trade unionist or a teacher or a youth and things gender activist and things your papa, the very Reverend Samuel Glover Asante, or a Methodist minister, or no so a lecturer. Ain't and papa me no in on boy ama ya share in Semba Kuminubia, a day amaying ewa. Mr. Taylor, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Miss Ma. But I never say.
Pato Nyamiado, also okay, you. Yeah, that's it. Now, I shared near Air Cosway. As an I a very first story, no, Chiang for back me and Ubina, Twasso.
That's the very, but yeah, I saw paying for a president near one of you doing a bishop and the business secretary chairman. And I feel commander Dominance Circuit, so for paying at the Chamberbury, Kussi qualifying Methodist Church, Emmanuel Matasaramba. And I feel one share with Liam TV. So, Mammy OSK, so Mammy T or some to do, and I'm some to do in a show in Mr. Iketi or a Chubia and of your share with Liam TV. Yamisha win the past late chairman. I've been foot all of you.
Okay, Papa, Osafo Glover, good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Over later, your day.
No more Dromo.
Oh, finally.
Boom.
You are Dromo, we come be fair or Juba.
Oh, no more Dromo, or family.
You, Osafo, Orado. Osafo, I believe Akeshi Okwenonite no ye vetting committee shishi ni chaos koba between the majority and then the minority. After you watched it, what first came to mind?
Now you see, it's a name. In fact, what happened shouldn't have happened. But where we have gotten to in our democracy, in fact, during the hand parliament in the 8th parliament, there were a lot of issues that happened that Ghanaians actually were not happy about, and the way a manner parliament carried itself during the 9th parliament. Now, you will see that parliament any parliamentarians in terms of minority and majority, anytime they come with a strategy, will be a wow strategy, every year to then you are able to bulldozer your way out. Now over there, during the 8th parliament, not NDC for a strategy over the bar house. Now this 9th parliament, it is incumbent on the ruling government, to make sure say Yatuaba Amongo, and Ghana expects a lot from them to perform within these 4 years. They must do everything within their power. Whatever strategy that the minority will bring, they must find a way to mitigate that strategy and make sure that they will be allowed to do whatever the mandate that has been given to them. Now if you look carefully, parliament, 9th parliament shall see. When we say MPP4, and say no man this this time around the strategy is not walk away strategy. It is not a walk away strategy. They are using a strategy. They will not walk away because they know that even if they walk away, you still have the numbers to do whatever you want to do. They still want to be part of whatever that will happen. They still want to be part of the decision making.
Okay.
They still want their voice to be heard. Now say obey a minority plan and that is why we say that anti-barrels make the most noise. So when people are in the minority, they always want to show up. They always want to be seen. They always want to be heard. And in fact, the NDC keep on describing the minority group as
micro
minority. But you see, Ayana Yekase, Susu Yasino, Abeyi, Adia Kitty. Now also plan no more hard drink a sick. If ye, Adia, Abuebia, or Yakity, a view. Nasa Obesha Betrimu and also be well Trimua. One when the arbitrary routine in air. So the NDC government ruling government must be careful. If they are not careful, and they take this NPP minority group as they refer to the micro minority, if they are not careful, they are 4 years mandate. So one when you are majority, one when you to be fine there. Because strategy NPP for Afarley is to make sure say, boycott. They are not boycotting anything. You go there within these 4 years. Who they are in the basic of parliament work. They will not boycott the situation. They will make sure that they will cause chaos and commotion that you will not able to take any decision. That is the strategy they have adapted. This is not prophetic. This one is from my communication point of view and my analysis. You will see what will happen. For me, it is important that they relax themselves and then come to some kind of agreement so that they will be able to have a consensus and move the nation forward. Okay.
Also for your that's it. Mr. Taylor, now during the 8th Parliament, Hunyama Bibria a course, so after about 9th Parliament, still a lot of chaos in the idea right from the beginning, less than a month into their proceedings, and I says, yeah, Nyama Bakumi no be a course to say. And now, share video. No, what was your reaction?
Yeah, it was not that very. Anita, more share video. No more walk a cry. O Sunday, nay, you there Parliament or your beer, and Crawford, or when you say, and Crawford, or when you say, and Crawford, yet do book yet the moment no. In 2021, every hour to a speaker. I can them away. And I walk in them, I was saying that. Ghana for your Kasai, in the dead. Sabin well said, be a female, and Ghana orange view. I have been watching the parliamentary process, the vetting process most of the times. But over there, NPP and the NDC, the BR Mataka there, this overly partisan nature, what do you do more parliament in all why? Actually, Messima, NDC 4 years, when is the Wabra 8 Parliament, BBL, BBL, CCRS, and people's wash, I say, what did you share there? A puna word you did to my microphones are what do you do, and then paying for what's them, and paying for what's them, what's saying. And so, when it happens like that, it doesn't give confidence to the young people to be able to listen or learn from our elderly people. Actually, minority, them breast of kind minority, why have been there? They want to be a disruptive minority. That is what I can see. Or tell them, Mona, won't pay pardon. What's not what should the BBR or Kodo? And when Anka, me, so when I will agree on that in vetting, there is a timetable. Baba. And the Yapere Yabasa, Yapere Yenu. And all these people have invited some guests or others to come and support them. It's open the desk. I want to be a 5 now. I want to be a 7 now. What should I do now? Oh, what matters there? They can't do the 7. Now, fear in after the next person. What's the main number? Open the mouth. It means politics. The partisan politics. No, it has taken the better part of us. So you're sure that's the man for now. The 8th Parliament was trying to use the numbers and power to help. But also the partisan politics was the 9th Parliament. The way I was shasano, so I'm sure that's what we are to my one cassa. No, I'm fat playing yet, and then you say, and then honorable I come, I find you bazaar. I don't worry, I don't work Ghana, and I'm very sad. There, microphones and the tables, and you can see parliamentarians destroying microphones, parliamentarians destroying tables. Now, the main importantly, Obenya, and water were here for no I can catch up with every day. The matter you are here, the day. I are a host them, no, you go say, our young parliamentarians, or what's not to them, warrior,
Mr. Taylor, whose fault is this? Because Senya Udi can say there's a timetable or some following to say nipa 7 na a what timetable so and I say other people need to know they are better one more. Be an say nipa 7 way and I vet your money. And it say time as soon and as a time now you have to come back in the morning. Maybe a bread more. Shouldn't they have arrived at a consensus? Because we say listen, you've invited people from all other places to come and then see what is going on at the appointments committee. Not Nipani Besan corner the following day was higher banner. Whose fault is it to have allowed all these chaos to erupt in Parliament?
Yeah, Miss Na, but this me blame the leadership of Parliament. On a day, I agree what NASA they agree on the number to do for the day. And I would say blame leadership because if you give somebody an unfettered access and number of questions, it means that you are giving the person a clean sheet more bigger than obey. Now, me there, Adzika and random anything that's not regulated, it can go haywire. It's a kind of obi the autumn be a question there for the whole day. Can you imagine vetting one person for 5 hours? Now, Abasana, the Ibisana, over there, you have to make the 5 hours in room. It's a point the time now, Martian. Time table now, Mayan. Somebody to do that. Why do you stand on one person for 5 hours? That is it is a few days, you are in 7. Next another day, time until tomorrow. Catch one work and there. Oh, we cannot continue. It's a movement for movement. No wonder. Shall the time opening around 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Now I am for another obey. The member in Australia, 1 year in the hotels. Instantly, how are they going to do? Are we not embarrassing our chiefs and others? And see, I will blame the leadership of Parliament. I will blame the leader of the vetting committee. Honorable Ahiyafo. Honorable Ahiyafo should be able to come. And I will blame Afarley. I will blame Afarley because if you think that time maybe now the leadership Papa Ahiyafo and the ranking member, you should come to consensus. Then you speak to your members for them to understand.
Now, Afenyo marking, Mr. Taylor,
Ahiyafo and the ranking member.
Mr. Taylor, Afenyo marking also stated they will continue to ask the unnecessary necessary questions, quote and unquote, even during the vetting process. So, questions nibisa. Into nipa back say 5 hours on bet me andrele nipa na. Well, but yanko screen is na yanko share majority leader nikan because after 30 minutes of that confusion, about out be make some statements into yanko screen is na yanko tie no kan.
To the rest of the country and to the world. The whole world knows that Ghana has one of the most beautiful and functioning democracies. The Ghana Parliament remains an envy of many parliaments. We've had an election that was so beautiful, the losing side conceded, and the whole world acclaimed us, and you could see that by the number of heads of states who came to witness the transition. So please, let us not destroy that image, that enviable image that we have carved for ourselves to the rest of the world as a beautiful, functioning democracy. I am pleading with all sides. As you can see, we would have continued, but logistically, it is no longer possible to continue. Logistically, the microphones have all been destroyed. And you know that with the microphones destroyed, it will be difficult for the media to carry the proceedings live at various stations. They may carry the image, but they cannot carry the voice. And vetting is about assessing and evaluating the nominee. As it is now, we in this room may be able to assess and evaluate them by hearing them, but the rest of the country will not be able to do that. The technical staff have closed and they have gone home. And so there's no way. In fact, even if they were here, the destruction of some of the machines here cannot be easily replaced tonight. So for that reason, it is practically impossible to continue with the vetting. So I am pleading with all sides. That we should bring proceedings to an end, and tomorrow, given that the facilities here have been destroyed, by morning we will designate a new location within the house to continue with the vetting of the nominees. But before I end, caution everybody that, you see, all of us have supporters out there. All of us need to satisfy our supporters. And so when we are vetting, let's make good use of the time allocated to us so that we can be efficient, we can vet as many people as possible, so that we can...
Those in Parliament from the majority and then the minority side, the leader of the majority group remained calm, and so you can see him right in his white apparel trying to, you know, calm tempers and all that. But also for opinion Global, I mean, in all of this, the majority leader was very calm when people were trying to, you know, create chaos and all that. He stepped in. He was working majestically. He stepped in and he was trying to talk to the other party members as well, or the other members of Parliament. What do you make of his posture and then the statement he made saying that they would have to designate another place for them to have the meeting? What is the possibility, what is the probability that these members of Parliament will still go to the next place that would accommodate them for the vetting process and still not create any chaos in that place and then destroy some of the microphones and then the tables as they have done at this current place?
Yes, you see now, I think the majority leader and then the leader of the House, I think when the chaos was happening, Omoko conclave, the chairman of the committee, the minority leader, they went into a small conclave and then they came to make that announcement. Now, if we are now Honorable Afarley so actually say, in fact, initially, no, Omunyani agreement said, Ombe vetted performance for the day. Later on, majority for no day, another one back on the F4, almost say almost the back on my F4. They agreed. Okay. Then they came again and they said, okay, they want to add another to be made 5. They agreed. Omo on the man if Adiana Aqua 6 and so much to me. But if you baby a time they could now if you ya at Nasiache, intino, Omadia to me majority for the baby nan. Omo this okay, no problem. Send a bear at the end of the content. But more deba, Jajia to see a bear. In fact, we have gone beyond the trade that you said we would do. We have agreed, we've gone beyond. And he said, Niamode Beka, if you do baby, if he said, you know, Modia Beka, Camino MPT, MBN, in Chesano. The majority should also at least, agree so that some of these things can be curtailed. But I'm manasa. And you know, very in India, a Quembi as you know, say a possible. It's at the end of the day, you know, my majority leader will say, baby, I didn't so one, no one read the idea of Mujamo, Monosuno, and you didn't buy a bepwa or mine on our Parliament, Nankasa, integrity. It you know, I think there's some physical and yes, I was said. But even when he was speaking, you will see that is even the majority people in Ukraine are still not agreeing. And they are still insisting that the vetting must come on. And this posture means that the majority feel that they have the numbers, and so the majority cannot derail whatever they want to do. And that is where they are having a mistake. Now, the minority have a strategy. The earlier the better the majority will understand the strategy that the minority is having to find an antidote to it so that they can work together for the betterment of their own policies that the government have promised to fulfill their manifesto mandate. If they are not careful, the minority will destroy their manifesto. Strategy now, minority for no alpha. So majority for now, maybe no man pay a new drew to see here. Because some feel said the minority for no air Bible walking out. They said 9 parliament, 8 parliament, because they know that if they walk out, you can still do whatever you want to do. They are not going to walk out. They will stay and cause chaos and make sure that nothing will happen. Now, about the Saswa, it may be a episode of the
okay.
It's in our set majority for me at in their own interest. Niama is see 8 parliament, you know. Any person, any pitting, no, 9 parliament here. In fact, which means that the minority for now, your margin say, near see 9 parliament, almost try but they can disturb the majority in their decisions.
But the same minority leader, Alexander Fenyomarkin, NFA, so ranking member of the appointments committee, so defended the majority stance, insisting that nothing will stop them from asking the necessary questions during the vetting. And Osaka said, NDC for making some 1 or 2 statements, but then Koyen Kotieno near Okai.
Okay, Russell not ready. We have to ask the relevant questions. Who ask? Nothing will stop us from asking the necessary questions. It's not every nominee. Some of their nominees spend 5 minutes. NDC is always up to intimidating people. They think that they must always bully. We will not accept any bully. They can call us micro-minority. They can say whatever they want to say. We've been cooperating with them. Today we agreed to do 3. The clerk to the committee is a partisan clerk. Indeed, she is a typical NDC. She agrees with them, and then she advertises and informs people to come. All the practice has always been that chairman ranking would agree as to who and who will come. Yesterday, there was no agreement. The chairman was with me, no meeting. Then in the night, 10 p.m., the clerk advertised 10. This morning, my deputy was here. They had a pre-sitting. They agreed to 3. Later in the afternoon, they said 4. And then again, they said that, oh, let's compromise on 1 more. We said, okay, then he made it 5. Just as we finished the 5th, we realized that they've paraded several other nominees, dressed, and then they thought that we will boycott. We will not boycott. We will not boycott. We will not boycott. I'm saying that we will not boycott. Thank you very much.
Well, it looks like what 𝗟𝗡𝗍𝗲 or Kase, they have decided to boycott any of the sittings. So it looks like that is exactly what the minority leader has stated. Mr. Taylor, now should there be time allocated for the vetting of the ministers? Because Usha, be more on Momubaya, 5-10 minutes now. Omuwe no muko me won so mobile it maybe say to him back say I mean a lot of questions a bit maybe sanipa back. What is really happening? What are the reforms that we need to see at the appointments committee level?
Yeah, Ms. Nameda didn't say there should be time allocation.
Okay.
Say be a free said Minister Bakubiaba, next to say 10 minutes here and I better 1 hour. Then we give them the maximum 1 hour. Now the situation where Obiba yen be sent a question of no. Obiba be done better 10 questions no. Obiba say 150 questions. It doesn't give fair assessment of all the people. What I suggest is that they should have a timetable 1, and then in and a person virtual. And in how many minutes are we going to spend per person? All these things must be agreed properly before they come there. Yes, I'll say now, oh, Weyimra, it doesn't give room for more questioning to even plan themselves. So I think that Parliament exhibited some flaws in their rules. So going forward, I suggest they should agree on the number of ministers to be vetted a day, and then also they should let us know, say, Sanko, for how many minutes are you going to spend per person? Then lastly, One more bisa questions, no. How many questions are allotted to a person? Maybe the members know 3 questions. The ranking will be 10 questions and then 10 questions. But one person, greater one person for 3 hours. I think it was too much, and that caused all this. I think they could have reserved time to do the remainder, but they should agree on the number to vet a day, and they should restrict the questions that they have to answer. Otherwise, we are going to have such challenges.
Okay, Mr. Taylor, you that's it. What's up, opinion? What's up, opinion, Global?
Nah.
What's up, Now you bisa say, what are the reforms that we have to see at the appointment committee level? As I say, who say obi wo hono mo kotena se na oye nominee no kotena se a. Question e bisa no ba ko mienu bia o ansa se no be ansa ne bia na wasori no ko. So obi so betumi abetena se na e bisa no questions bia be bisa no question be 50-60 questions. Obi bo hono mo ba na we bisa 2 questions na wasori ko. Should there be time allocated for the nominees? Should there be a limited number of nominees to be vetted in a day?
Yeah, I think on say Sanya Taylor I am correct. In fact, panel members in Nano will be our number of questions are was said be so any almost to me but I think say time allocation on to me edit on nipa ba na em say eno no omontumi enhihye ni so hence no ranking member no ewo unlimited questioner obetumi abisa na over the years ni nyina no ya witness na ya Ghana, and we've seen people being vetted for 12 hours with no okay I say Ken-Ofori-Atta was vetted for 2 days.
Yeah.
Ken-Ofori-Atta was vetted for 2 days as a finance minister here in this country. Etino, ya vet intino ma na ene obi ba ben mu amani remfi say insembi SCC that. Etino ni aye course of parliament ya no no enye news. Eti enye nde ebi mu abeye the greater majority no ene on be fi say nia ebi mu eye no ene yi enye papa. We've sat here in Ghana here and listened to useless Sebita Frache questions bia na esuni faso kura ye bisa previously years ago. Eti ene so bia we minority na do fi say wo do so chair no a eno ma the MP to so a obekika niama ensemble. In fact, the more they raise some of these questions, you know, and talk about some of these issues, you know, the more you and minority for no before. So I said, we are not going to boycott. You see the strategy. You already know that even if they work out,
they can still get
go. I'm going to make classic. Ebisa nkofo no we kura to me ebisa nkofo 20 kura beba interview no baby some one questions 20 then they pass all of because they have the knowledge to do that. Minority is not going to allow that.
Okay.
They want to sit and partake. It I was said moving forward no to me set some parameters be added to one no na parliament omangasa will rules are di aduma ama rules no to me a guide you in the vetting process because enyefe so bema ahemfo ene ayifo ababet na sifiti anapa na ubeka se vetting ne beba so na ebedu bedu se mabere etumi nye nyeso ma amfa ma bag so amaso go ba beda entino e wo so mutumi hwe na anidie ene decorum etumi ba omudwumedie na omudie ni so.
Okay, your papa Edase. Mr. Taylor, now the third batch of the ministers are President Mahama has sworn them in at the Jubilee House. The ministers know Dr. Edward Omanibuama, our Minister of Defense, Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, our Minister of the Interior, Afezu Emmanuel Amakufibua, our Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Namu Mulati, a Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. Kenneth Ej, or a Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources, and Emmanuel Kwejojikum, or a Minister of State in charge of Special Initiatives, Tia Ibrahim Suso, and in your county regional ministers and so can, Omoya swear Omu Ino. Cecia, your names, your list of Kofaya Swarmu in. What will be your initial remarks on these members as Cecia Swarmu in as ministers designate? Mr. Taylor.
Hello.
Mr. Taylor, Mpacho yete wonka.
Hello.
Mr. Taylor, Mpacho yete wonka.
Aha. Yeah, so far, some of them, they did very well. If you look at the Ashanti Regional Minister Designate, gentlemen, yeah, they're or chair say, on him, Ashanti Regional, all very well. And our chair say, obet minim paying for Aye Juma. And Ocean and San Canadano, or I didn't want him, yeah, obet the lady Ashanti Region. So I think he did very well. Ocean obesity, the knowledge on the agric and all that now, it was very good. We idea there, but greater Accra Regional Minister there, Yantanka. Sir, over to me, I also need my cry. Over to me, Jumano, Yantanka Papa, which I think was not. And so I believe that generally they have all done their part. Yes, I won't better what I don't want. And see, I feel they better say, Juma Dasha Monsano. How are they going to do it to reset the country they said they wanted to reset? Okay. And see, they have a performance that they will bring up, but generally, I think it's fine.
Okay. Osopo Glover.
Yeah,
yeah. Cecilia, I say 31 out of 42.
I mean, Cecilia, Omona yedi no asho musa. Okay. And Omo president ni fi say obetumi ni omo achieve the manifesto promise no. Eti no ye betumi ahwe. Ebre no wo hon mo bi wo no ma obeba vetting na se. E bia na ontumi enka onkasa yi. Ana say ontumi emema anu ye ayehwe. But ubehu say okọ adwuma no so a ne performance no obe putu across no. Everyone kasa obenu say senka uhwe ne kasa obeka o parliament na one approve na enka why Ghana for the service. Okay. It's no more ebejina odwuma on meye no so. So because interview there enyamadre etumi sisi one really yi kra na question e bisa o kra no enya de abetumi ayi ano utina ya so na so the feeling nipa no one really yi na nipa e won nipa ni mu no you are not able to see. It's no ye bon pa e mom say edwuma biara omo ye di asho ho nsa no omeye ni yi na mfaso abaso e di ama Ghana for isi ade omo nam ehu apaso omo nam hu apaso ayero. So we expect a lot from them. But Nentia Accra Uyi Kumasi Fio Noma, another densely populated area, Accra. Nentia Accra Regional Minister Designated. Omo to me Mbisano question bia efa Accra any ne congestion ne ifin eniama pasabasa yo ne niamaniama ekoso wo Accra any adwin awo nimdia owo a obetumi edi ayi niame bi it's up to now actually Ghana follow adwin so edi empa na appointment committee no enimu a yen Ghana for yeni in fact maame no kwa wie no it has become a talk of the state baby abefe bia Ghana follow be pa be to me TSF kra say nipa by interview nipa by interview tell us about yourself kra baby anama mede nam no eno kra is another thing na FA can be so at least you bisa ni bibi efa Accra ho a no I was say to me am I nchiremu ni encho to me bisa ni be amfa dwuma oba be ye wo Accra I was say a parliament appointment committee for to me if there is something they know we don't know, they should tell us. Okay. We're going to train us so there.
Yeah, that's it. Now, after the swearing in, President Mahama admonished the ministers to say, I swore in Tiemko, President John Dramani Mahama.
Since assuming office 3 weeks ago, I've been guided by one desire, and that is only to give the people of Ghana a government that is fit for purpose and is able to work in their best interest. Such a government must therefore naturally have men and women of proven ability and integrity. That's why it is fair to say that the persons who have taken up positions in this government have done so on merit and are well placed to deliver in the respective roles that they have been assigned. We're also guided by the need for fidelity and prudence in governance. Our recent history shows that there is no correlation between a large resource guzzling government and effective delivery. The last 8 years witnessed the largest government in our history, and yet that government achieved arguably the poorest of outcomes. That makes it imperative that we get it right going forward. The task of governing this country must be done more efficiently and at optimal cost. The bulk of our resources must be dedicated to meeting the needs of those on whose behalf we govern. In this regard, we have recalibrated various ministries to avoid the needless duplication and waste that existed. As President, I must set the right example and tone. In addition to substantial cuts in the number of ministries and ministers, there will also be significant reductions in the number of political appointees at the office of the President and its agencies. The era where hundreds of political activists were packed into the presidency for the sake of it is well and truly over. Thus far, 27 people have been nominated for appointment to the presidency to work in various capacities, and this includes the staff at the office of the Vice President. Out of the number, 13, representing 48%, are women. While additional hands will be brought in due course, the numbers will be nowhere near what we saw under the previous government. As I had cause to indicate at the last swearing in of ministers, further attention will be given to increasing the number of women in subsequent appointments so that the promise of 30% women participation overall in government can be realized.
And President John Dramani Mahama and Yetenin Kano, and after the swearing-in ceremony at the Jubilee House, these were some of the admonishments he gave to the ministers. Mr. Taylor, Mpachoti Yenka. Okay. Osabo Glover. Mpachoti Yenka, let's go on with this. But the president stated that 30% of women participation in governance, it will be able to be to come to fruition. Send your kind and see idea. Wetumia nominate and I say wetumia abubo dimbia emaka ho. Nte a man be so a ministers share jifa ablago mashi so any omo mukeka ho na we will see women in that. What would you say to this concerning the gender equity bill? No, sorry.
No, I think it's in the right direction. Okay. Senya, in fact, the promises are making any nyama so there be an account was some kind of percentage in governance. It is why making promise of 30%. Now, your appointment now is being cautious of the 30%. So, you did say, Papa. But Osansu etu omofo say obi ange yi na nekuma udi bia ma idea sheni se bia omo no humode na onye na enye kama say senya Ghana for etu aba edema in fact waka nyama bibi no senya nyama bibi so hia Ghana for na wabɔ ne humode say obepa nkrofo a ombetumi agine ni njo o zo ka say or as move to government, we are born on what you say. Ni action biara be carry out biara will be to the interest of Nyama. A bit to me work Ghanaian Nyama Ghana for Kai Nyamwa. It's no. Your best. Over president no need demeanor. Any senior who see carrying a home. Your two are be senior who see managing Nyama. Which means when ya additional day be FE. Ghana for and near Ghana for to me aye near the ayeneda and then your Mudia MP here and the Omanga see the ayen ama no she will be bra why am I say moving forward no mistakes do or no man own to me and ye Utmi and so my media Bakwa can one there, a friend is saying, CEO, you know, or call appointment committee on ma sebita fracture. Subaya or Koda, the deal on Mono, and Shada any by Papa, Ghana food in Akasawa are trending over the years. In fact, a by a bra president, and make it strong warning to the first batch of induction of the appointees who put two together or say on tolerate arrogance cry the government even near the idea. Etino no bas na Ghana for people na pan say and many muna can mamini ye ni sana oh na go home no asesa no de go fraba Ghana for be say rep abi na ni abre ewo eyi su ampa na no su kura su person su kura ye determined proud dia ma appointee for na ye appointee obupa ni ade but over the period yi na yi wa ye ku mu ho an no on share that enkasa enye hu ntumwa na mo bia ne yi etino appointees for no enshare that so every year anyesa omo be ha president no e wo kwan a opese ode Ghana e fa so ene eyi to bibia ye be fa obia no adapt the posture of the president so that it will help matters it will help the president in his bid to move Ghana forward. Okay.
Now, one of the bills in Parliament from the 8th Parliament, it be rather the 9th Parliament, it's surrounded by a lot of controversies from a private member's bill. President John Dramani Mahama Kasanka, a government-sponsored initiative, and Kabenya higher chances and broader legitimacy. Say Sam George, Minister Designate for Communications and Digital Technology, so I can say if it requires him bringing back the anti-gay bill in this 9th Parliament, no, he will do so. What do you think about this statement he made? And I think to President Mahama's statement, I can say, okay, government-sponsored bill, okay,
now, Ghana had no. I will say to me, for Ghana full serious kakra. Ghana for Ghana had there was a politicians to me. FIA Timemufon, Omudi and Idi you book kakra. Edemaye. Because Billy, sorry, Yenimia, on my penny, any NDC for minority at the time. Yendedi omoye fa in fact to be a commentary efa bia e wo honum e bra de ku bia de ma honorable Sam George e ma Anita Neti president yan sign omo anom wo issues with the bill me ade unim say Ghana for be place esoso wo certain pocket of issues with the bill na nti nyese bill no omo mpew but na ebi mu be place so e wo issues with the bill na ewo na time na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no gina platform so na o ka say Akufo-Addo pese obe sign bill no na sa time na woni mu say e wo say omo ye bill no e wo so omo makwan na government broader consultation broader consultation na omo tumi send a government sponsored bill. Now, you simply say obi person or best sign now obe sign. No muso almost sponsor at the end of the so eka say Montua Banamaya ye ba President Mama try the tikura and rep left or right or best sign bill no preocupe. Hey, na ana me buana. Maybe my memory is not setting me right. Say
for the bill to have broader legitimacy and a higher chance of success, it should ideally come with government backing. But Honorable Sam George. Honorable Sam George.
That's the point I'm trying to ask. Since when did the president notice? So when he was on stage, he didn't know. Okay. No, say I was saying president ebuem and then went to one sponsor bill no now went to president say okay President.
Okay.
The city and the men science.
All right.
Your brother consultation embra. Now
So Honorable Sam George for this particular bill concerning the 9th Parliament.
You were chairman of Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. You know my passion about this. His Excellency President Mahama spoke immediately after his swearing in when he met with the Catholic Bishops' Conference. I wish to quote what he said, parts of what he said, with your permission. So the convention is that all bills that are not assented to before the expiration of the life of Parliament expires. And so that bill effectively is dead. It has expired. I don't know what the promoters of the bill intend to do, but I do think that we should have a conversation on it again. I repeat that again for emphasis. President Mahama said, I do think that we should have a conversation on it again, so that all of us, if we decide to move that bill forward, move it forward with a consensus. My position is that that bill is a critical part of our national life. Ghanaian family values, our children's innocence must be protected. In this 9th Parliament, that bill will be reintroduced, either as a private member's bill or as government's bill. I will work with government. If it's government's bill, if it's not and it's my bill, I will bring it back again, because my chiefs seated here, the chiefs from Ningo and Pram, supported me in bringing that bill in the 8th Parliament. They've asked me to reintroduce it in the 9th Parliament. I will do so. Thank you.
Also gotten from Joy, but we say thank you to them. This is what Sam George has said. He says that if it so be that they bring it on as a private member's bill or as a government-sponsored bill, they will still bring it back, because the chiefs of Ningo and Pram, if they ask him, because they supported him to bring this bill in the 8th Parliament, and so if in the 9th Parliament they decide to also say so, why not or sign at the paper in the LGBTQ sensem and I can't want them. Osavo.
The president in opposition, not bill no kind. Just you nim near one bill nim. Ebrana all impressing on the president to sign the bill. Mujina so the campaign. Ghana for editing to about and also count to about the tier and this MPP for. Now president say on kind bill until nim near one bill nim. Now nim say it was ye bue kwine president ni bue kwine na so nim a. Oh no, sometimes we must be consistent in what we say.
What is with this bill? Because we are saying that this is to protect our children's innocence, this is to protect the Ghanaian family values and all that. What is it with this bill that no government is willing to, assent to?
Now, bill idea woman. So for appear to be and they to me actually and yam won't be present for me person beside.
Okay. Osafu appear to be much on the power share. Let's think about how be yam.
Obia epense odwane ewo ade ne hu no. President for one and ampo bo abem no mu ma de ewo muti o pese o beside.
Okay.
Na so for appear to be no eka ho e na mo ni sa ne amadiama no ehye. It is of appear to be actually Nyama a government for you emphasis of Messiah. But for me, no, baby, I'm a from the communication point of view. And the consistency. You see, the consistency. At some point, you must be consistent. It can be wrong yesterday and be right today. And yet, Adiana and not and yet. And it's over who opposition. What a bill, no, what can bill, no, almost a year bill, no, would your machi, wouldn't near no person or mutre. Yachemu actually, because soon now we are opposition leader. Now Ubobody said, Ubeba Abem. It's in all share of Penini said, on sign and one sign about over sign. Now, near woman, and I went to Sabre and went to Ghana for enough to say. In fact, President Ben signed bill. We be na fama Ghana for you na near broader consultation. Near we are never what Ghana for Adzika to name a beg government sponsored bill. No Adzika private members, no na beg government sponsored bill. But also man penning sign on sign, and they do so. I was saying we should open up for broader consultation. Now, in broader consultation, on my answer, na bill no air passing.
Okay.
Is the president telling us that the bill didn't have a broader consultation? Do you know how many people were consulted? The consultations that were done, the many people that were consulted, the stakeholders that sat to have that kind of stakeholder engagement before this bill was agreed upon. One, Etino say, if you say, baby, or bill, you president now sign. So what banners why we bill anymore? Okay, my bill anymore. Yes, the president no one can say who raise concerns be na bill no sound so parliament. Now issues are all who declare near any.
But also for say Emranima who can say bill be a parliament a yentimi is a new parliament mejidia sesa bill ni de yentimi shedan fanye juma di sign raise issue ni bium and I say yes sign process in na sibium into no de
process classic bill the other order it is a sign na say
emra also say emra enya
bill na and no one say your best answer introduce bill no.
Okay, but this is law.
The process is introduce amano amateur na amateur niemfa command.
All right.
We don't have time for any stakeholder engagement again. It has been done.
Okay. All right.
On sign no jai or the 4 years stakeholder engagement. On 4 years so no need to no so person for no one sign. On now on sign and some no be kwa wako.
Yo, Osafo ye da say. Na here first na onyanite e pass institutions bi wo hono na say employees bi wo hono ma mo ye foreign companies a omo Adzika na fo atom omo ni omo ye adwuma ene obehu say ye say the Chinese ni bi any Ghana ni bi wa more treating na we adwuma mu ne keka ho. One of the popular restaurants in Accra ha and so nya asem no some time back. I don't want to mention the name, but the minister designates for labor, employment and job creation and also I can say Ghanaian workers are abused by foreign companies operating in the country, no, or yetimi clamp down on these activities.
Now, to me,
I didn't know to me. Also, the answer now be yan on my phone lines now for movie 0256253461 0538350625 and upon your casa for the fact say majority and a minority for any chaos kakra ewo parliament efa vetting or some ministers designate. I think so. Mahama has sworn in 14 new ministers and ma oswe omu in and I think so. Oka semba kubi no be a chomo. Some Georgians were hinting on the fact say he would reintroduce the anti-LGBTQI bill in this 9th parliament. And yeah, saying so government to crack the whip on foreign companies abusing Ghanaian workers. Into no necessary do so into also bet me a friend now do a drink tray. I become Ede Amay. Also for patriotic you. Auntie Philo, good morning. Good morning. Namiadomo, Mama.
Namatia, I'm planning for no more years to my millionaire.
Me patcho.
I'm not going to roll, papa. And yes, I have first year community. Now, I'm in before you. Oh, I am an idiot. What's now so for Vincent is also for Penny Tuesday, not for Penny to did it again. Now, a better. How you come against me? One more Monday, Moshe, party office near the Naya Cacket or my yard. Now, so you know the Napaka, I'm a Pachawa, the other Beja woman. Mama, also for Penny Atlantic, go by Mr. Taylor at demonstrating here of poor Mopaha. Or the Omo your name in word time. Now, Salemagana. The new woman. Now, I'm putting it in the Bayajuma. The boots and tidbits here to those who the mood into a just dating to cover up at the expense. What do you call 20 answer? Okay.
Yo, Auntie Philo. Yo, Auntie Philo, that's it. Young call to region. Bismarck, good morning. Hello, Bismarck, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. If I try it you.
Looking at this case that how happened yesterday at Parliament House, I think the committee has to be sued for causing damage to the state property. Yeah, because things going on like this, we the youth are also learning. And they always want respect their dignity. But look at what happened. They have to be sued for that, so that they will be questioned. So I think if anybody can raise that issue and sue the committee, it is going to help the youth to learn, and those coming up will also learn new things from it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you too, Bismarck. Also, bet me after 0256253461 0538350625. Also, for now, I can say Minister Designate for Employment on to me.
Na enukru Ghana hanu se wonim abaya kasa enhyeda eni ehye papa bia ekọ Ghana for ho ban ewo foreign companies in terms of their remuneration, in terms of their welfare and any amanyama nti you won said there in structure ena companies ni bebre sisi an ni omo ya ni say omo pese omo betuatua enyama bebre ama Ghana adwumayefo nti no omo wo on ma no ma soblete
hold on kakra na yenko kaswa. Isaac, good morning. Good morning. Isaac, bacho yeti you. Okay, sure. Okay. Yo, Isaac, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. 0256253461. Kofi, good morning. Hello, Kofi, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Kofi, bacho yeti you.
Yo, me did Kofi in cassette Kofi di ayo.
Oh.
Me can be no assembly.
Okay.
Yabeka ya kama ya de call ya papa when ya fear kunya so ya de call office.
Former president
secretary and as the secretary beka se bo omo ni afa de no kra ma papa office wono. Ma pani kasa mu ma president kunya so ne kasa e do kai ni say ese se be no eko na se ko dure se sai bi o ma ese se san ko parliament ni bo hwe mu a asan ko no ma kwa ko ni mo say no one farmer office ni die enye de kwanso a eno the first year mahama ekai the case of 𝗟𝗏𝗘 obeka kire ye wa ha say be no say mampani ansan na say ono ba o de beko parliament because tam ono be ba na ka be no ewu et ono board beko parliament ama parliament eye wadwoma na wasan sa be ni dia maye et one can straightforward say oba obesan anything no say mlane ten papa na kan say ye nyina ye support ni mo mpa ye say on fan ko parliament ni say dia all kanu na wa mo hye na ka ko pe say ni tam ne be so no na wa san dia maye but maye mu ni for say ase o say that there be ni o kan ye no ane ne ogusu a o kan say ye tie wa ne ye tie o ba ye ne ye tie ye ye say o kan ne no o kan
yo
be that minia
yo yes so yeah that's it. Stephen, good morning. No for free so manya. Hello Stephen, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning, madam.
Morning.
Morning, madam. Who's there?
Nyamiado.
Morning. Yo, Pacho, the Seneca, you set up a run.
Okay.
Yo, yeah, ma, the SN who said yes,
Stephen Pacho, you.
Pacho, the SN who said, Papa, said the whole way. Obi a share, nay, pinifo more parliament, more parliament state, masters a gun in Yumopa, a yapa, mammy. No more pinifo year, Palaka, the kitty could the proper year, 5 years at the mere, we were 18 years for me, 3 years argument, it is 7 for year or parliament state. It is a relationship. The Shatawari cancer, we are mostly on my
dear. Stephen, me pacho, na words I'll be using now with so na what can ye kakra edia my yeda say o Jimre a frame 0256253461 0538350625. What's up?
As I've already told you, Ghana for every ewo foreign companies in Sano ewo or Maymun. You have no idea. Ghana for bre papa. Now, Brenna I Brenno as of mine, a friend is saying, in Penifonium. Nobody yes, and then they shall you. Oh, 80 foreign companies no more back or my mom, Emra Bank. And that homo omode make sure say omo aya form oduma mu no omo aketu asem ene omo welfare asem ne niam a wo say ye de momo course pepepe.
Okay.
The regulatory bodies now I was omo we say omo aya form oduma mu no niam e say ye momo ne no ana ye momo no ana.
Okay. Also for answer na ebe kono my final caller na fin so what preparatory kwa e dey my fireman. Good morning. Hello, fireman. Good morning. Fireman. Good morning. Hello, fireman. Okay. Also from Pacho preparatory kwamai.
Na nti ye besre and there's also between me aye hu bibi dia. And maybe nisu ya usu say ere. Yeah, the better ni ahwe ni ye mu ni ehwe na onye na enye yi my na must a parliament for any the majority for yes law musisi ano mu no mu abemu omu na Ghana for the tumi asho mu sa ne wo so mo ye no omu ahwe no mu anye ni yi a Ghana for emfa omu enche wo eti no omu hwe kwan be fa so a omu be ye brother your friend is saying some kind of consultation. On be agree on Myanmar it me apwa money. But I can bet you those referrals that they are referring to the micro minority, those micro things, the kind of havoc they can cause, you have no idea. So they should sit up and know that Ghanaians have voted them for them to rule. Nyombe bi ombe collaborate ama nyomo we no omwatumi ayama na bimu. Omo we no omunye mani emrim. So omunye no madin say omo wo no mesi no, the NPP is not going to allow them to have advantage of their numbers. They should watch and see. Etino ebehia na face ben biara yeda na bia en inchima esua. Te besre omo a eya no mo aye careful with niama omo ye. Enade bia bia no 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗏 omo no mo abem nguasie bi bia omo eno mo ahwe ni yi masa nguasie na ba ye fa go minority.
Okay.
Omo na mo ti abem mu a mama ayi o mine ni megu ase.
Okay.
Te futu kakra me de be ma no.
Papa yedase pa enjoy your weekend. Enti after the rule so and ye waswe the rule was proudly brought to you by the Freeman Methodist Guest House. Muti ye papa Mr. Nicholas Taylor in Arhin, so the very Reverend Samuel Glover Asante or Superintendent Minister Ewo Home Circuit. Yeah, that's also Jim Refa phone a fraying. Yɛdane ho aba yɛba yɛde nkomotwetwe no ɛbɛto aso. Please stay with us.
Methodist Guest House Limited. It is a luxurious and comfortable guest house in the heart of Kumasi. Our guest house features a range of modern and spacious rooms, each with its private bathroom and amenities. Our guests can enjoy various on-site facilities, including a restaurant, conference halls, event center, spacious car park, CCTV cameras, lifts, generator, and many more. We are conveniently located opposite the Wesley College of Education near the Swami Roundabout in Kumasi and are easily accessible by public transportation. We look forward to welcoming you to the Freeman Methodist Guest House Limited. Contact us by telephone 050-650-8591 or 050-650-8592, or you can email us at fmghlghana@gmail.com or use our website www.fmghotelghana.com. Freeman Methodist Guest House, where serving you is our delight.
Aguna Sodeja, Wesleyan TV, Yes, Jesus Christ, Ruko Riazi Nara.